Paris wakes to a Sunday that feels ordinary, the Louvre breathing in the autumn chill as doors swing open. Visitors scatter like bright leaves across the plaza, their footsteps small against centuries of stone. High above, the long windows of the Apollo Gallery catch the early light and hold it like a secret. Security routines hum in the background, invisible until they suddenly aren't. Nothing looks out of place. That's the trick of a calm morning. It hides the pivot point. Somewhere, someone checks the time and decides the story is ready to begin. Along the quiet Seine, a small utility truck parks beneath the Louvre's pale stone walls. Two workers in orange vests check the controls of a mechanical lift, their movements calm, methodical. The basket begins to rise, metal sighing softly as it climbs toward an old balcony, high above the street. To passers-by, it looks routine. Maintenance, nothing more. But behind those helmets, faces are hidden, eyes fixed on a single dark window that reflects the golden glow of the Apollo Gallery inside. Morning light drifts through tall windows, brushing against glass cases that once shimmered with France's royal past. Then a sound cracks the silence, a sharp, crystalline note that doesn't belong here. Visitors turn, guards hesitate. One case is fractured, its spiderweb glass catching the light like a broken halo. An alarm joins the echo, red reflections pulsing through marble and gilded frames. In the chaos, motion blurs into rhythm. Security rushing forward, curators stunned, fragments sparkling on the floor. When the alarms fade, a deeper silence fills the room. Rows of velvet stands sit bare beneath the skylight, their shapes like ghosts of what once was. Labels remain, whispering names now paired with nothing. 8 jewels, centuries of craft, gone, leaving only dust where light used to rest. One case remains flawless, untouched by chaos, the radiant diamond, still catching the same perfect light. Around it, the air feels heavier, as if even dust knows to keep its distance. Every other stand is empty, yet this one glows with quiet defiance. Was it spared by fear, by reverence, or by design? Detectives linger over the glass, searching for fingerprints of intent rather than hands. In its silence, the diamond tells no story, but its stillness is the story. 2 scooters glide from the Louvre's shadow into the soft gold of morning, their engines humming low against the cobblestones. No faces, no noise, just motion disguised as calm, slipping neatly through the city's half-awake streets. Not far from the museum, the story stumbles into daylight. A crown rests on the cobblestones, tilted, bruised, but unmistakable. Its gems are dulled by dust, its dignity cracked, yet it still demands silence. Gloved hands lift it with the tenderness reserved for relics and miracles. Behind the yellow tape, the crowd holds its breath. One treasure fallen, one recovered. A reminder that even perfection can slip. For a moment, the great doors of the Louvre swing shut, sealing the echo of footsteps inside. Guards stand for a moment in the dim light, the weight of what's missing hanging in the air. For the first time in years, the museum exhales, not with welcome, but with warning. On a white table under sterile light, the story becomes evidence. Gloves, tools, and fragments sit sealed in plastic, their silence heavier than confession. Numbers replace names, and every item gains a history of custody. Investigators lean close, magnifiers, swabs, and quiet faith in chemistry. Somewhere among these fibers and fingerprints hides the pulse of the heist. Reporters chase numbers, because numbers sound like truth on paper. This time, they say the loss is worth 88 million euros. Curators answer instead with memory, the weight of ceremony and centuries, not coins. Experts imagine 2 destinies, the private vaults where trophies vanish, or the hidden workshops where beauty is dismantled to stay alive. Gems can be recut, gold reshaped, heritage turned into glitter without a name. It's the cruel paradox of recovery. What's easiest to conceal must first be destroyed. Yet whispers move through the art world, dealers, curators, border agents listening for a familiar shimmer. Because stolen masterpieces have a strange instinct for return. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes decades, but silence never lasts forever. Museums are designed to invite, not defend, and that is their beauty and their weakness. Every open door and gentle light is an act of trust, but also a map for those who watch too closely. No system collapses at one point. It unravels through countless small assumptions meeting at the wrong moment. Audits speak in numbers and cameras, yet the true boundary is still human attention. After the sirens fade, the gallery looks the same until your eyes find what isn't there. A gold still gleams, but the air feels like it's holding its breath. Beauty remains, but the story now has a pause where a name used to be. This tiara belongs to the stage of the Second Empire, where ceremony itself was politics in glittering form. Eugenie wore it to project poise and power, light as grace, heavy as symbolism. Its balance and brilliance spoke of empire, salons, and the theater of control. Behind every gem was intent, every sparkle a declaration. Now its empty display speaks louder than presence. The bow brooch was designed to be seen from across a ballroom, the shimmer that announced its wearer before she spoke. It moved between gowns and portraits, carrying status like perfume in light. These jewels weren't decoration. They were punctuation in the empire's sentences of power. Now resting behind glass, the brooch still catches light as it once caught eyes, ornament turned echo. Named for its sacred silhouette, this reliquary brooch hovers between devotion and display. It recalls an era when faith and fashion bowed to the same light. Its central diamond commands the gaze, teaching reverence through reflection. Once it carried rank, now it carries story, a relic of power turned legend of loss. This emerald set once spoke the language of diplomacy, gifts that glittered like peace treaties. Its green depths mirrored forests and empires, symbols of power softened into beauty. Now the jewels are gone, but the marriage they marked still gleams in history's memory. This sapphire suite carried blue like a royal signature, crossing monarchies and centuries. One queen wore it to steady her rule, another to remind the world her bloodline still shimmered. Sapphires were said to symbolize truth, though politics rarely honored the stone's clarity. Now, where once there was a chorus of brilliance, only silence hums beneath the glass. Detectives rebuild the night frame by frame, cameras, door logs, whispers on the radio. Across borders, art crime units trade fragments. The black market honors no passport. Leads flare, fade, and flare again, each one chasing a ghost through time. There are no closing speeches here, just patience, paperwork, and quiet resolve. The jewels are gone, but their stories still shine in the dark. In a world that trades wonder for price tags, memory becomes the real treasure. You've been watching After Hours, where every masterpiece has a shadow. Subscribe, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next story, After Hours.